Hello everyone, it is me, Radiant Plays or Radz. A little while ago, I sent out a quiz asking you guys what you actually think about Radz Lore, what you like, what you don't like, your favorite episodes, characters, and what you think I could improve. And some of these answers were definitely more interesting than I expected. So today I'm going through the results, answering some of your questions, reacting to your criticism, and probably finding out whether you guys actually understand this series at all. So let's see what you had to say. But first, let's switch out this animation style. I can't keep this up the whole video, so here we go. Wow! Hey guys, hey, it's me. It might look a little different. I don't know why, but this is me now. I'm not doing a pre-recorded video and editing and animating it because I don't know, man. But fun fact, this is actually my second time recording this because the last time I recorded this, it was like an hour worth of footage because I was just talking and giving too much information about stuff. So basically what's going to do, I'm going to try and go over this information as much as possible when it comes to the test results. So yeah, I mean, I'm trying not to talk as much. So yeah, no, we're back in the purple room. If you watch the next Radz Lore updates or the past one, or mainly just the last one, you can see that this is not new. Look, we got plushie in our ads. I made them myself. See, of course, we got the big apple poster. It's not that big actually, but yeah, no. Look, see, we got the lamp. We got another apple. Yeah, there's not much in here, but no. I'm gonna keep it simple with you guys. We're gonna go over these results as quick and as simple as possible. The only thing is, I'm gonna be skipping over some of the questions or text answers that they had, like when people said certain things, and the only text questions I'm gonna do without any pauses is I'm just gonna do the last ones where they ask like anything about Radz Lore, which is the final thing. So yes, let's go over that. Let me get my stuff real quick. I did not prepare. I just started recording. Okay, sorry, I just found out that my phone's like literally at 8%, and that's where I hold this information. So yeah, we're gonna go over this quickly. In total, there was around 15 questions I asked, some of them being optional, some of them not being optional. But mainly I'm going to go over the more important ones and briefly mention the other ones. I released this quiz around 3 weeks ago, and in that time, around a total of 13 submissions have been responded. I was aiming for 15, to match the 15 questions, but, we didn't reach it, and that's fine. So, yeah, let's go over with the first one, the overall rating. The first question was, how would you honestly rate the overall quality and setup of Radz Lore Arc 1? So if you do not know, this arc just ended, and if you haven't even watched Radz Lore, I don't know why you're here. Go watch it. I'll put it in the corner. But no, this is just asking like how the overall setup of Arc 1 was. So I just want to know how well I did it because the arc is over. This was the Awakening arc, if you did not know. So in total, obviously there was 13 people. With one vote, there was 3 stars, which I mean, hey, we did not get anything under 3 stars, so I guess that's good. And next up, we got something with 5 votes, that being 5 stars, meaning 5 people voted for 5 stars, which is nice. Thank you guys. 5 stars, I'm flattered. But with the most votes, we got 7 votes, being 4 stars. So, I mean, hey, that's fine. So 1 vote for 3 stars, 5 votes for 5 stars, and 7 votes for 4 stars. So 8% being 3 stars, 38% being 5 stars, and 54% being 4 stars. So with that, if we combine all the averages of all the answers, which means that gives us a vote on average of 4.3 out of 5. Nice. Yeah, so we're just gonna go on here. I don't have much to say about this. Thank you guys for the honest rating, 4.3 for this Radz Lore Arc 1. I'll take it, all right? Let's see if the next one improves. All right, the second question was, what episode drew you to Radz Lore? When did you start watching? I basically asked this because I want to know like which respondents were which, because I can tell which answers were which. So if someone came from like the first episode, I would understand them more. You know what I mean? But again, there might be some people who started from Failed State Override and then just watched the whole series, so this kind of did not work out in my favor. We're going to start from the bottom and get to the top 2. There was only 4 episodes that were mentioned out of the other ones, so one person started from Parallax, which, I mean, cool. The next one started from Hall of Threads. I'm not sure who this would be, but no. And 4 of them started from Tungsten Afterlife, which is shocking. Wow, 4 people who took this test came from Failed State Override. Or, I mean, Tungsten Afterlife. Did I say Tungsten Afterlife? I don't know. Editor Radz, correct me if I'm wrong. But no, Tungsten Override. Tungsten Afterlife with 4 people. And I mean, I could probably guess who those 4 people are. If you don't know, I have 4 friends online that currently watch Radz Lore. But no, with a total of 7 people voted for Failed State Override. So I guess that makes sense. I mean, Failed State Override is my most popular Radz Lore, which, hey, cool. All right, next question. The third question was, what 3 things does Radz Lore do best? So we're basically just going to look over. They got to select up to 3 things, or they had to pick 3 things that Radz Lore did well. So just so I know what I need to do well and what I don't need to improve and what I don't need to improve. Okay, let's start. Also, I'm going to be doing selections instead of votes because each person got to vote 3 times, or had to vote 3 times. 1 selection went towards editing. Okay. 3 selections went towards voice acting, which I'm a little not that flattered compared to these other votes. 6 of the selections went to story, which, I mean, that's nice. And now for the top 3. 8 selections went towards animations, which that's flattering, honestly. I mean, the animations, I think they're pretty decent, you know what I mean? They're nothing crazy, but I think a lot of people say they're nice and pleasant to look at. The next one, with 9 selections, went to the lore. Did you hear me? But no, 9 selections went towards lore, which is nice. I'm glad Radz Lore does lore well, considering it's the name. And finally, in top place with 12 selections is characters. So yeah, that's nice. I do like writing the characters for the Radz Lore. I mean, I'm glad this is the top vote, honestly, because I think if it's one thing I enjoy the most about Radz Lore, it's definitely making the characters and how they interact with each other, considering how it's more on a play. I guess it's more of a challenge to see how I can make them interact without it seeming like I'm talking to myself. All right, now this 4th one, I don't know if this was optional or not. I do not know which questions were optional and which ones weren't, so yeah. But the 4th one was, does Radz Lore ever feel too confusing? So, obviously, this is not a selection one. They got to only pick, like, 1 answer. But no, from starting from the bottom, 1 person voted for no, not confusing, which is, I guess that's good. And then another vote went towards often, meaning one person was often confused, which, I mean, again, I don't know which one this was, so they could have started from fail state override for all we know. And then 4 people voted for rarely, meaning it's hardly ever confusing for them. But for the top vote of 7 people voting for it, they put sometimes, so cool. I mean, or not cool, I guess, but I'll try to simplify Radz Lore a little bit. I think my problem with this is that, like, I do like to make complex and in between the lines kind of stuff. So I guess, like, with all due respect, I think I'm relying too much on my audience to be big brained. And I'm not saying you guys are stupid or anything. Trust me. I'm just saying, like, not everyone wants to read between every little detail, between every little sentence. You know what I mean? No one's that serious about Radz Lore. But you get my point, though. I'm going to try and make it a little more simple. But you get my point. I'm going to try and make it more simple without having to, like, over-explain everything. So I'll try to work on that in the future. Next, the 5th question was, what is your favorite episode? I basically just want to know which ones people like the most and which ones people didn't like. Obviously, I'd expected the lower half of the series to be. Only 2 episodes were not voted at all, that being The Inner and Dead Floors. I mean, The Inner I can understand, but Dead Floors, I do. That's like the one episode that almost made me want to quit Radz Lore, and nobody likes it. Or maybe that's not true. A lot of people like it. It's like really unpopular for how much work went into it. So, oh well. Starting from the bottom, 1 person voted for Fault Line, which is, I mean, hey, someone is a fan of Wild Cards Rads, I don't know, whatever you call them. Another vote went to Tungsten Afterlife? Hold on, Tungsten Afterlife. Am I reading this right? Tungsten Afterlife? Huh, Tungsten Afterlife. Someone liked the first episode more than the fail state. Also, I should clarify this. I did say in the question itself to vote for the story and not for all the highly graphics, because obviously each episode gets better and better as it goes on. I told people to mainly vote for the story so it wouldn't be unfair, so fail state or parallax wouldn't be at the top. But next, 2 people voted for Corrupted Storms, which is nice. I like that episode too. 2 other people voted for Hall of Threads, which is actually kind of surprising. I mean, a lot of people said before that they liked Hall of Threads, which I guess you could say that's the first episode where I really started to lock in. So yeah. And of course, at the top, with 2nd place, we got Parallax with 3 people voting for that one. I did like Parallax. I mean, in my opinion, it's not my most favorite episode, but I guess a lot of people like it. And of course, at the top, with 4 votes, that being Fail State Override. Not too much of a shock, but I'm going to assume, because of what I said in the message, that they're voting for this because of the story and everything else, and not because of all the high and amazing graphics. Alright, the 6th question was, do you think the pacing of Radz Lore episodes are good? Now, this wasn't actually an issue I was chronically facing, but I was just unsure because I didn't know if, like, things went too fast, when things went too slow, you know what I mean? For me, I don't think there was really a problem, but again, I don't want to be biased, so I asked the people what they thought. Starting from the bottom, nobody voted for no, too rushed, and nobody also voted for not really. But right in between the middle, 2 people voted for they're okay. And then the semi-middle, or the one after the middle, 3 people voted for somewhat alright. And at the very top with 8 people, they voted for They're Just Right. So I guess the pacing is not something I have to worry about in Radz Lore, which is a good thing, you know. That's something a lot of, I guess, series have problems with, and I don't have it, so yippee! On to the 7th question. It asks, what can be improved about Radz Lore in the next arc? Obviously, this is pretty easy. I mean, what are some things that I did not do as well that should be improved? So, also on this question, they got to vote up to 3 selections, like the other question, except they don't have to vote for 3 things. They can pick up to 3 things, so they have to pick at least 1. So, starting from the bottom, 1 selection went towards the characters, which, I mean, kind of surprised someone voted for this at all, but because this was the top one in the last question, so I'm not going to worry about this. 2 selections went towards editing, which, I mean, cool. Another 2 selections went towards story, which, I mean, I feel like the story's pretty decent, but I will agree, it will get better. Another 2 selections went towards the animating, the animations, which is surprising. Well, not too surprising, because a lot of people on Radz Lore tend to actually like the animations. I mean, obviously, I think I'm a little biased. I do not like them as much, but I'm glad you guys do. It's only going to get better from here. And of course, in 2nd place, with 3 selections, went towards voice acting. Not too surprising. I mean, I like my voice acting personally. I don't know who does like it, but I'm trying my best. And with the top being with 4 selections, that being lore. Lore. Now, this one's a little confusing because this is the top of what needs to be improved. But in the last one, this was also the top of what it was doing really good for Radz Lore. So this is a little confusing because this was like literally the most liked things, but also the number 1 thing that needs to be fixed. So I'm a little confused. I guess I'll try to fix up the lore, but not too much because I guess it's fine. I don't know. The 8th question asks, does the humor in Radz Lore feel forced? Now I asked this because I mean, I make jokes sometimes and sometimes I feel like I force them when they don't need to be forced. So starting from the bottom, 0 people voted for yes, it's pretty forced. And then after that, 1 person voted for pretty forced. Okay, thank you for your honesty. And right in the middle, 2 people voted for not forced. Good to know. In the semi-middle, or the upper half, or whatever. What the fuck? Get the f off my Jax. Go, Jax. Go. Get it. Sorry, I have a pet armadillo named Jax. Sorry, where was I at? I think I was at the semi-middle. 3 people voted for sort of forced, which, I mean, all right. At the very top, 6 people voted for not really forced, so I'm glad the jokes aren't forced. As if they're funny, that's a different conversation, but at least they aren't forced. And with that is the last text answer. So with that, we're going to finally get into the questions. Now, this is the part that took a really long time in the last recording that I did. I don't know if I mentioned that, but I'm basically going to be skipping over some of the things. But what I did ask was, for the next one, I asked, what is your favorite character? I basically asked this because, I mean, obvious, who they like the most out of the whole characters. So I don't have time to read over all of them. And I also said if they do not know what the names are, just to describe them. So I'll put all the answers here. I also asked, like, why, but some of them did not do that, which I'm flattered by some of these. Unfortunately, I wish I had time to go over all this, but I do not want to go over some of this. One thing I will say is thank you for this person. Thank you for the Radz. That Radz is a good villain. I'm glad somebody says that too. But obviously I put this all together, and to vote for who the most popular favorite character is, hold on. Okay, sorry, I did not have a list ready for this. But starting in 4th place, we have Tungsten Radz, with around 2 people saying they liked him, which is nice. In 3rd place, we have Bow and Knife Person, or Other Stripe Person, I don't know. This counts as Radz, which is nice. I'm glad somebody likes Radz, because you're going to be seeing Radz. In 2nd place, we have Elytra Guy, which is obviously Aqua Radz or Aqua Inferundum Radz, whatever you want to call him. I shorten it to Aqua Radz because it's easier, but yes. In total, with 3 votes, is Radz. Yes, you won, my dear child. You are the favorite character of Radz Lore. Are you happy? But no, Radz with 3 votes, and technically being the only one with 3 votes, is the favorite character. I did list all the reasons why, or what people vote, so yeah, nice. Let's move on to the next one. We're going to do what they'd like to see more of. Now, this one might be a little long. I'm going to skip over some of the not important ones, but we'll be going quick. Also, I'm labeling them by 1s through 12, I think. The second person did not really put a lot of stuff in, so, but first person, like if you see one person named first person, that's going to be the same first person for all the other questions, so keep that in mind. and also goes for everyone else. First person said, what I would like to see is Inner Radiant Place finally talking to some of the other Inner people, especially that Machoria, yada yada. I'm not reading all that. I'm joking. But they basically like to see more Inner people and more Inner Rads being reported about all of them. The last part I do not actually get, but alright, more Inner people. Fourth person said, maybe like interaction with one of the other Inners. Again, with the more Inner people. I know, honestly, I did not want to include that much more Inner people in the next arc, but I might be able to reference like 1 or 2. Fifth person said, yes please. What does that mean? Eighth person said, I would like to understand how the deity's powers work, and I would also like to see its personality. I did not mention this in the other text, but they did say they would like to see more of Aqua Radz and how Aqua Radz was a fair character. I'll put the thing right here, but they said they'd like to see more about the deity, who he works for, and how it works. I'm not sure. I think they're talking about Virtus, which is spelled Virtus, but also with Virtus. Virtus is not his own name. He does have a last name, but I'm not going to reveal that yet, so think of what his last name is. But they said they would like to see more of the deity. Now, I'm not saying Virtus is a deity, but I'm not saying he isn't a deity either. I'm not even sure if I'm saying this right. Deity? I'm sorry, man. I suck at English, apparently. But I know if you want to see more of Virtus in the future, you will be. 10th person said, angst. That's it. Angst. Yes, you'll be seeing more angst. 10th person. 12th person said, I would really like to see more angst. Wow, twice in a row. Because I overall enjoyed, as well as the back flashes, like where the character goes back. I think they mean flashbacks. Yeah, you'll be seeing more of like prequels past and whatnot, so don't worry. And lastly, they added, and also maybe romance between some of the villagers. Some of them have a real good dynamic. Wow, romance. Now, I was sort of joking in my last Radz Lore update when I said, ooh, you're never gonna ever get romance. Ooh, spooky. But, you know, I have seen it come up like once or twice now, or maybe like 3 times about romance in Radz Lore. Now, when I first started this, I planned to never ever put romance in Radz Lore because, for one, they're all me. I just think it would be a little awkward to put romance that characters are all me. But also, I did mention how I'm not very good at writing romance, but I guess, I mean, I don't know, it's very complicated. I don't really plan on doing romance. However, I am known for doing things my fans like and doing a lot of those things. So I guess if enough people ask for it, I will do romance. But as of right now, I don't plan for ever, like if I were ever add romance, I don't think it would be like something that's huge or important to the story. It would just be something for the fans, which I don't want to start adding fan service to my show. I don't that's something that happens to every show and it sucks. So I'm not going to do that. But yes, we're going to move on now. I also asked who you would like to see more of in the next Radz Lore, and I'll put all the answers here. But in total, there was a lot of people saying Ribbon Radz, Merged Electra Guy, Inner Radz, more about his past, which you will be seeing more about Inner Radz's past, and also more about Barry and stuff, I think, maybe more Radz's too, so. But in total, they just want to see these characters. I'll list them right here, which characters they want to see the most, because I'm not doing all that. Next one I asked, what does Radz Lore do really well? Now, this one's a bit of a long one again, so yes, I'll put them here. First person said, holy crap, that is a lot. I'll just list it right here, pause to read. I'm not reading, I'm trying to save time, don't blame me. But I'm really glad that they say, like, I'm glad to see the faults and breaks inside of characters. That's something I've always liked doing, showing everyone's fault and everyone's side of things, especially when they're all the same person. Or they're not the same person, they're their own people, but they are looking the same, you know what I mean? Which is cool. I'm also glad that they caught on to the fact that Wildcard's Radz is like literally the main reason a lot of people died, because his own selfishness of wanting to get back at Inner Radz got against him. Second person said animations, which first time I say second person talk, but I'm glad someone says the animation's good. Eighth person said the animations are incredible. They look like an animation production company made them. Truly incredible work. I do want some POV shots of Broken Mass Radz. Thank you. I'm glad I do like the animations, don't get me wrong, but I don't know if I would go as far as saying like, oh, it's made by a company, a professional company animation studio, which, I mean, but I'm going to take the compliment, so thank you. Ninth person said, the animation budget in the end was crazy. It was generally such a treat to watch. Thank you. 10th person said the editing insane. And 11th person said the character interactions. I'm glad someone likes the character interactions. 12th person said, I love the voice acting. It's so amazing. I couldn't click it above because I really adore so many things about it, as well as showing how characters feel at times and how Radz glitches out. It's just amazing. Stop. But no, really, thank you for the compliment. I'm glad somebody really enjoys the voice acting, because, I mean, it is something I do spend hours on, and I don't think, I mean, it might, I don't know, I don't want to sound too, like, I don't know what the word is, self-entitled, or, I don't know, I just feel like a lot of people don't notice it, so thank you, somebody, for noticing it, so I appreciate it. Next, we got the critiques of Radz Lore. Now, this one, I don't really have a lot of time to read. I mean, this The video's already at like 30 minutes when I'm recording this. It might be shorter, I don't know. But no, I'm gonna go with this quickly. Some people said that they do want the episodes to be able to stand a bit on their own, and how some of the characters are from their respective series, and it'll be confusing if you don't understand the characters. Which, I mean, I understand that too. Like, if you don't know who Tungsten Radz is or where he comes from, it's a little confusing to understand his character. Radz Lore is just my selfish way of continuing these characters' stories without even thinking of other people. I never thought Radz Lore would get this, you know, serious. But no, I'm gonna make it less important about their past and what their characters are. But if you ever do want to know about their past, go watch the other series. I recommend Tungsten SMP. It's right there. Someone also said to consider fixing my microphone quality, which, I mean, that's a little confusing because I've had the same microphone for months now, and usually when I'm doing the voice editing or the voice acting for Radz Lore, it usually isn't that bad. Like, it's actually better than what it sounds like right now. I don't know, this is a little confusing. Do you guys think I should use a new microphone? Which I do have another one, which is like a mouth sort of microphone that goes around your mouth, and like you can't hear the background noise or the typing noises, and you can also scream really loud without getting in trouble. It's not like as clean, but it's not trash either. I'll try to do an example when I'm editing this. Ah, classic past me, always leaving it into editing me. Yeah, let me go get the microphone real quick, hold on.
Alright, here you guys go. Now, this is what it sounds like with the enhancements and stuff. This is what it would sound like if I did use this instead of the microphone I use for Radz Lore. I can go like, ah, and stuff. I don't know, that was a horrible scream, but yeah, no, this is basically what it would sound like most of the time. Like, boom, I'm in Radz. Boom, I'm Engineer Radz. Boom, I'm Tungsten Radz. You know, stuff like that. That's what it would sound like. And I am holding the mask right now because when I just leave it, it sounds a little muffled. It might sound muffled right now. I don't know, but this is what it sounded like if I didn't hold it. Pretty much like this, which is like a little bit of a difference, but I also put a bit of styrofoam in here so it wouldn't like get the wind things, you know what I mean? But I have to get a more professional one because I'm just using the one for my normal mic. It does get a little itchy too, so I mean, do you guys want this microphone instead of the one I usually use for Radz Lore? Just let me know in the comments, please. This is important, I beg of you. Alright, back to the video.
Some people said also complain about the compat scenes, about like the punches don't make sense, and I agree. I'll try to fix that in the future. People said the editing should lack more, like more VFX, more minor things, and like a blood spatter and shake, brutal deaths, which I agree. I think I should improve the editing. When I did edit Fail State Override, I was a bit on a time crunch. I only had 2 days to edit it, but of course I'm not using this as an excuse. I mean, it was my fault that I did have the 2-day limit also, but I tried my best, and I'll do better in the future. Second person said the music is too repetitive, so maybe try to find 1 or 2 sounds. This is minor though. Well, actually, second person, in my last recording, I did say that I'll go on a little bit of a rant here, but I do not use a lot of music. My music, obviously, if you've like watched my channel for a while, you can recognize some of the tracks. They're really familiar, and it doesn't change for Radz Lore, unfortunately. I still use the same tracks, mainly because they are uncopyrighted tracks. I mean, I got them all from like a playlist like a year ago. Like somebody gave it to me and I just never looked for new ones. And anytime I try to look for new ones, they always end up being copyright. So I just stopped looking for new ones. But yeah, before all this, I did use a large majority of White Pine's OST, or I think that's what it is, OST. I don't know how you're supposed to pronounce it, but I used that for a while during Tungsten SMP episode 8 and from there on. And I think during the early stages of Radz Lore and the end of Tungsten SMP, I realized, well, and due all respect, I have nothing against White Pine or anything, but like, I want people to look at my videos and be like, oh, Radz Lore, not be like, oh, that other series when they hear something. So I'm not saying they have to directly be a music thing, but it's their music, even though I'm allowed to use it in all respect. And also, I was not giving credit during those months that I did use it because apparently it was just too much work for lazy ass me. So, but that's why I just deleted that, and I lost like almost all of my music because that was like a lot of good tracks. So, unfortunately, but I did sign up to a new music service though, which is called Epidemic Sound. I don't know if I'm saying epidemic right, but basically I can use all the music I want and I can't get copyrighted. The unfortunate thing is other people cannot use the same music. So if somebody were to like, I don't know, take my video and re-upload it, they would get copyrighted. So, I mean, hey, I guess that's a good thing, right? But also not a good thing. I don't know how it would be a bad thing, but I know. I'll show you an example. Hold on. Okay, yeah, it's actually pretty cool. I can use a music disc. What the f just happened? Okay, yeah, sorry, I don't know what that was, but no, I'm gonna show an example that I can play like music that is selected from Epidemic Sound. So here, let me show you it. Wait, sorry, that was, I don't know what that was. That was the wrong one. Look, this one though, yeah, this one. Yeah. Yeah, nice. See, yeah, it's like songs like that, basically, that I can use without being copyrighted at all, and I don't have to worry about it. And it's very nice. I'm not sponsored or anything. I'm not like, they're not paying me to say this, but it's actually a pretty good service, and I've only been using it for like a day or two now, so yeah, cool. Let's get back to where we were. Okay, but yeah, no, as you can see, I have clearly improved my sound records, so I can now use lots of sounds. So cool. People said like just defensive viewers. Some people have stormtrooper aim, which I can't control the stormtrooper aim. Sorry, it's just supposed to show how weak they are. You know, I mean the stormtrooper aim is like intentional because I suck at PvP, so they suck. Makes sense, right? Some things I'd also like to add on was I think being able to treat Radz being treated by the other inners or incorporating things, yada yada. These are just things I asked for them to add on if they want to add on stuff, so I don't know. And I mean, more about the inner, more about the server, and the sixth person actually said like they only watched Fail State Over when they took this quiz, so this is what I mean. This is why you guys only take the quiz if you've watched the other episodes. I'm very disappointed in you, sixth person. You're not supposed to be taking this quiz, but I'll let it slide this one time because you're giving me views. And people said like, oh, they'd also like to see a fight between Elytra Radz and the Broken Code Deity, or Virtus, which, I mean, I don't know, it's kind of bold considering how we haven't even seen who Virtus is or who he is as a character, or it, or they, or she, or it, or they, or whatever the hell Virtus is, I don't know. And finally, we are on to the big thing, questions of Radz Lore. So we're going to be answering as much as I can, and hopefully this doesn't take too long of a video. And if I swear to God, if this video is still an hour long, I'm gonna do something bad. First person asked, will we ever see any other inners and in a Radz relationship with the other inners? Probably, maybe, I don't know. A lot of people have been asking for it, so it'd be logical to do that, so I'll probably do that. They also asked, will we get more depth on what the entity that saved Aquan 4 on Radz is? Again with Virtus. Yes, you will be seeing more about him. Hey, that's all I can say. I wish I could say more, but I don't want to spoil too much. You'll be seeing more about him, don't worry. Another question they asked is, will there be a scene of the village Radzes being killed for going against inner Radzes if the world Radzes do plan on fleeing? I'm a little confused about what that means, so I'm sorry, I can't answer this. The final question they asked are, why are the files that are hidden in Inner Radz's world if he's the one that hidden and created it? Could it be that the other inners helped create each other's worlds, or that there is someone more important than Inner Radz controlling the many inners? Wow, that's a lot of lore you got there, but I can say that some of the hidden files in Inner Radz are intentional. They are made for him. I think they misunderstood it as like the world is hiding the files from Inner Radz, but the truth is it's Inner Radz is hiding the files from the world. Basically, think of it like a Minecraft mod that adds rainbow blocks. For example, and you build a wall out of them, or you build a house, or you just build a lot of stuff with the rainbow blocks. But then suddenly you want like, oh wait, this rainbow blocks are too overpowered, so I want to delete the rainbow blocks. But then you realize if you do that, they'll screw up a huge part of the world, meaning houses would be destroyed, a lot of inventories would be screwed up, the world will just glitch. So to fix that, basically you hide the files, so they're basically disabled, like you cannot get them anymore, but they're still technically in the world, just very hidden. But I will admit, there are some things that are hidden from Inner Radz, and I can't say any more about your other part. Fourth person said, who's your favorite character? Ooh, somebody's asking me about my personal things. That's nice. If I had to be basic, I'd probably say Inner Radz. Honestly, he's my first, like, creatively made character. Like, everyone else is mainly based off of other scenarios, but I created him myself, so that's why I really like him. I think he's fun to make, and he's an asshole, and he is kind of based off of me in a way. You know what I mean? But, like, if I was like an asshole and stuff, yo. Sixth person asks, do you like men? I mean, I guess, kind of. I mean, I'm not really judge people off of like what their gender is or sex is. I kind of just like people for who they are. I don't really focus on like what they're born as or anything like that. I mean, you are who you are. I mean, you can be anything, but I mean, I gotta just like people for who they are. I don't really focus on where they come from or who they be. You know what I mean? That includes gender and sex. So, unless you mean romantically, then in that case, the answer would be, eighth person said, what was the idea that inspired this project, and what software do you use to animate? I'll answer the first question later, but as for the second one, it's totally not like it was the first fucking thing that was shown in the series, so I'm sorry, that sounded really mean, but no, it's BBS Studio. It's a Minecraft mod where you can basically animate within Minecraft, you know what I mean? Here, I'll show you my menu. This is what I got. Censor everything, because, oh my god, you guys cannot see this. This is spoilers for the next episode, but no, it's basically just a bunch of morph menu. This is a morph menu, some scenes. Here, let me go to the scenes. Yes, these are some scenes. Some of these are just teas, or oh, don't show this part. But down here, as you can see, these are like where I record everything. So yeah, oh, my menu went up. But yes, I use BBS Studio, and I clearly labeled it. It's honestly really impressive what you can do with BBS Studio. I kid you not, there's like a million like Minecraft things that have been used to make with BBS, you know what I mean? Like, I've seen like a few ARGs, Minecraft ARGs, and I honestly think they either use BBS Studio or you can literally recreate them with like a pretty good accuracy. I kid you not, with BBS Studio. It's that good. I've seen a lot of popular Minecraft things over the past few months get popular. I can't remember which one it was. Dude, I'm like dude, it's fading my mind. It was something about like it was like, what was it? Fuck, dude, I suck at Minecraft content. I don't know, but it was like a monster. It was like a yellow monster thing. I know that was animated in BBS. It was so obvious, like in a good way. I don't mean in a bad way, but no, I kid you not. There's a lot of popular Minecraft things that are animated with BBS. So if you ever want to do stuff like this or make your own stuff, use BBS Studio. I will admit it can be a little hard at first, but I mean, I've been using it for like just a year now, and look how far I've gotten. You can get pretty far too. Ninth person said, not really about lore, but do you listen to Vocaloid music? I'm just curious. Keep up the good work. XOXO Kura. Thank you, Kura. I hope I'm saying that right. To answer that, no, I don't listen to music. No, I don't listen to that kind of music. I listen to like one artist, and that's it. Like just one person, not a specific genre, not a specific group, just one person, and that's it. So I don't listen to that type of music, but cool. Thank you, Kura, or Kura. However, I hope I'm saying your name right, but thank you. 10th person said, what inspired you to start the series? So this is why I'm going to answer the other question now. What inspired me to start the series? It's pretty complicated. I will say this. I'll probably make it another video because it is a very long answer, but to keep it short, when I first created this channel in Radz, I wanted to become a sort of character, and this other thing my friend Darley created called Minecraft Wildcards. The way I saw it, I think it was going to be like a sort of 3D person Minecraft story, kind of like what Radz Lore is, except everybody's their own character and voiced by somebody else, and something like that, you know what I mean? Like in my time of being alive, I've only seen this like twice with any other series, and one of them I stopped using their OST, so the other time was on like a YouTube page, which is cool, but it was just something that's not like super duper common. It's either ARGs or like other big cinematic videos of SMPs, not really 3D series that like are basically just series or shows or movies, but just using Minecraft as a way to storytell. You know what I mean? I don't see that very often. And I basically wanted to be in that, but I guess Minecraft Wildcards got canceled and it ended up not being what I wanted to. So I got roped into 2 other servers, or I wasn't roped into it. I just literally wanted to do them, but they weren't what I wanted. I kind of had to record my own videos. I was just not what I was expecting, which is a little shameful, and I don't know why I did it when I did, but I guess I decided to start Radz Lore, and I don't remember why. I might look through my notes and look through my past and I might remember, but that'll probably be for another video. And I guess I started it because I was just tired of waiting and waiting for the day where I'd get to be in one of those series. So I just did it myself, and now look at me. I'm not just a character, I'm every character, so that's nice. It is a little hard doing all the work though, so yeah. I guess it is still one of my goals to be a part of a 3D or a third-person story Minecraft. It can be a series or even just a video. I still want to be in one of those, you know what I mean? I'm more of a follower than a leader, but now I'm both following and leading in my own stuff, which, hey, it's cool. I guess that's still one on my bucket list, and it might never happen. I don't know, but I don't know. I guess that's what I thought was going to happen with Elysian 2, but no, I ended up being like one of the 2 people to actually film and record a video, and a little disappointing. Crab did actually invite me to another server. Crab is my friend, by the way. He's the one that got me to Elysian SMP, but he did get me into the other server. Like, he offered me to go, and I said, okay, I'm gonna get ready to go. But fun fact, I do this thing where I say, okay, I'm gonna get ready to go, and then I'm gonna wait for when they respond to me, and they're basically gonna be like, yo bro, you haven't joined yet, why not? And I'll be like, oh dude, I just forgot, I'm gonna do it soon. And then like another 20 minutes later, they're gonna be like, bro, just do it. And then like basically they're gonna be forcing me. They're like, yo, do it. And I'm like, oh, what? You're forcing me? Oh, I guess I have to. Oh, no, don't force me. Oh, I guess I have to join the server. Yeah, that's what I do with my social anxiety kind of bit. I mean, that's kind of what I am. I mean, I'm just terrified of people and their opinions. But no, I was kind of waiting for Crab to do that with this new server, but he never did. So I'm kind of just, now he's probably watching this video, or he might not be. I don't want to be assuming because he's working on his own project now. So I don't know. I guess I'm not with the Elysian SMP people anymore because I'm just too shy to join without somebody like making it seem like it's their reasoning why I'm joining. You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't know why I do this stuff, man. What's wrong with me? But no, that's to put it simple. I was talking about what inspired me to join this series, man. I ranted a lot. Anyways, moving on. 11th person said, who was the guy in the background in parallel?
with the final question of the 12th person being, do you work alone on this project? To answer that, yes, I mentioned it. I do work alone on this project. The most help I've ever gotten is from my friends, which are giving me ideas. And I guess that one time, one of my friends' game did help me with a scene, which was being a character. But to be honest, I didn't make that scene in Parallax because of him. It was just something I put in Radz Lore because I thought it would fit. So it wasn't something that was directly made for Radz Lore, but I might include him in other episodes. They also asked, how long does it take to make one video? As of currently, it does take around like 3 months to make it, which I do not want that. If that's the case, I think that's going to take a long time. But right now, for the next arc and so on, I plan to make them every once a month or 2 months. And it might vary, meaning 1 month you might get an episode once a month, but then you have to wait 3 months for another episode. I don't know, it might be in between, but I'm hoping I can get these done. They asked, which is your favorite character? I did not see this, but I already answered this. It is in Radz. I just think he's cool. They also said, how many episodes/arcs are you planning to make of Radz Lore? Which is the last question. I don't know if you know this, but I'm assuming this person did not read the first Radz Lore updates. I'll put the playlist right there. But if you're ever curious about a question of Radz Lore, please check the Radz Lore updates. They answer a lot of questions. They might answer some background stuff. So if you're ever curious about a question, go check out those videos first and then come back and ask your question if I did not answer them in those videos. So please go check them out first and then answer them. But no, that is the last one. I didn't even answer the question. Now, the reason I said this is because in Radz Lore Update 5, I actually answered this. I'm going to be doing 2 more arcs. So in total, there's going to be 3. And right now I'm working on the second arc. The next episode of the second arc, it is almost done. I think it should be out by next month if I do it right. And with new music and stuff, it's going to be good. But no, as for episodes, I'm not sure. I'm aiming for either like 10 per arc or 12 per arc. I think 12 would take a long time, but I also don't want to be like too slow when it comes to 10th arc, because right now I'm doing the planning. It is really stressing me out. So give me a break, guys. I'm going to be trying my best. But no, that is it. That is literally everything we have done, and that's the full video. I do want to briefly mention how in my Radz Lore update, I did make new goals that I have pretty much already reached. I did ask, I want to get to like a total of, what was it, 30,000 or not 30,000, 30,000 total views on my channel, and I already reached that. My next big goal was to reach 1,000 subscribers, which we're already on the way there. So please subscribe and like the video to, help boost it and stuff. So I don't ask that a lot, so thank you. I also made a request, like if I could give my first hate comment. What I did not know is around last month on July 28th, I was looking through my old videos and I actually did get my first hate comment around like 8 months ago. Well, I think it's like 9 months ago now, but I'll put it on screen here. I'm going to censor the name and stuff because, like, I don't know, I just do not care enough to give them clout, even if they don't care about clout. But, no, they basically said this right here. They said, yo, TS is so ass. This shit is so ass. Which, this video was towards my Radz Lore Update 1, which if you go see that video, I agree, it is pretty bad. But, I can sometimes understand. Stop it, Jack. Sorry, my armadillo is going crazy. To put it simply, I never really get hate comments on YouTube because, like, who's gonna waste their time to go watch a video and then just waste more time commenting for no reason? I mean, on other social media, it's different, but, and what's crazier is that this was like 9 months ago, so I just did not hear about this at all. I just forgot about this. Oh, well, I thought it was gonna hurt my feelings more than I thought. Like, I was just dreading the day it happened, and then it happened. I finally found it, and I guess nothing happened, so whatever. I'm glad I got my first hate comment, so I guess all my goals have been accomplished. But that is it. If you wanted to put a question or wanted to ask me something, I will remind you guys again of the RadzBox. I'll put the video here introducing it, but basically it is just like a Google form you can put in. I'll probably update it when you're seeing this video, but basically just ask me anything. Like, it can be about Radz Lore, it can be about myself, it can be literally anything. So if you did not get the chance to ask me a question about Radz Lore, or you still want to ask me questions, use the RadzBox. It's really easy and quick. Sorry, I've been talking for 15 minutes. My throat hurts. And I don't have water. But no, that is it. If you want to go answer more questions, use the RadzBox. And if you want me to focus more on another question, then ask me in the comments and I'll answer that too. Or RadzBox too if you don't want to do that. That is it. Thank you guys so much for watching and using your time to watch my little video. So, yes. Be prepared for the next Radz Lore episode. Yeah. Goodbye. Yahoo!